Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with the professor.
Wrestling.
So we're getting hamburgers today, right?
That is true. So what goes on yours?
Perfect world. I love bacon, cheese, ketchup, mayonnaise. So, well, it depends on the meat. If the meat is seasoned properly, it doesn't need ketchup.
Okay.
But those would be the top: lettuce, tomato, onion.
Not bad.
How about you?
Lettuce, onions, barbecue sauce, peppers, hot sauce, and cheese.
Yes. Are we ready to get into this?
I think we are. How are you doing, Dave?
It has been a minute or two.
It has. We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. So subscribe to our YouTube page. We are currently working on new content to bring to you before the end of the year. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. Join in the discussion. We want to be a community.
We do, and I think that's important more than ever. And I think faithfully we were talking about this before we hit the record button. As we've dropped the ball. We've done the distant learning stuff.
Yeah.
But we need to think about ways we need to be a little bit more active on the social media. But I think we've been dealing with life.
Yeah, I think teaching during a pandemic this long, I think we're going in month 8 or 9.
Yes, something like that. And we don't know when it's going to end.
So I think that has been where we have been in our lives.
Yes, and trying to continue with a smattering of content. I was gonna say inconsistently consistent, but
right.
Try to keep stuff going together because I miss going to the shows and seeing all the fans.
Yeah,
and not our fans of the shows, but going to the wrestling. Whether it's up in Pavo or where we were kind of spreading, going up to Macon.
Yeah,
Alabama,
Sylvester, Dublin. We were going a lot of places at one point.
And I was liking where we were doing with it, but that all came to a halt last March.
Yeah. I think one of the things that we had to think about is, yes, we love wrestling, and as we see wrestling come back, we also have to think about what goes on Monday through Friday for us.
Right.
And how we can't go to a show that's enclosed and then come back.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think, we have other people that our personal choices would impact them unintentionally. So we had to kind of be unselfish with that. And we have not been to a show in,
I think the last show we went to was Spinebuster.
Right. And we started kind of test taping everything.
Right. I think that was the last show I went to.
I think I was at the same one with you there for that. So what we've really is the podcast is we've not had a lot to talk about. There's been shows, and we're not denying that. But then you can go back to what we were saying earlier is... we got to think about our students. Our families.
Yeah.
And our colleagues that we see in there. And it's about a choice of, if you choose to go, that is your personal choice, and that's not a value judgment on it. But right. I think it's just a choice. We had serious conversations about what's the point that we want to go back to a show.
Outside only.
And there has been some outside only shows.
Yeah. So we made that decision, and we hope
something will happen and close by to us.
Right.
I mean, I know there's stuff happening up in the Atlanta area, but that's a
4-hour drive, or
with traffic we're talking 4 hours. So we're talking about 8 hours worth of driving. And I know we've gone to NWA shows, but those are always so few and free. Once every 3 months or so.
One of the things, we have been doing. I guess our thing has been distant learning.
Yeah,
that was a big thing to do while we couldn't do the podcast. We were able to watch shows online. If you haven't seen those, be sure to check them out on Facebook.
Yeah.
We released those.
It's not commentary so much as we're commenting on... I mean, that sounds kind of redundant to use the word on it, but we're not doing play-by-play on it.
We're looking at the moment, thinking of the moment. of what's going on in there. I thought that was pretty cool.
And just trying to share it to somebody who's not seen that wrestler or those wrestlers.
Right.
Somebody that we think should be somebody to look out for.
So that's something that we've been trying to do in the midst of this.
I have an idea for a plan, and I didn't even drop it on you.
Okay.
Okay, because we don't have so much local wrestling to watch, and there's some podcasts that already do this, but maybe we pick some old timey '80s or something like Georgia Championship Wrestling. We don't particularly follow it chronologically, but like, hey, this week we're gonna watch this and take notes on it, and maybe in the meantime, or whether Mid-South or Continental or something like that, maybe old-timey wrestling, just kind of our thoughts on it.
That'd be something to look up. Do you think that's available online?
Yeah, we could definitely. I've been watching them on YouTube.
Oh.
One thing I've been watching to get my wrestling fixes, there's a couple of guys, could be guys, it's probably going to be guys, on YouTube, and I'll send you the link to them, like Wrestling for Fans. So there's just like the old TBS station stuff, similar to what we saw NWA style and everything like that with the, Sully up there, and it's all the old characters that when people talk about this is what wrestling was, the stuff that happened like in the 80s, late 70s, early 90s.
Gotcha. That'd be a cool segment. I think people would enjoy it. Thinking the history, drop it in the show notes so they can see the links.
Yeah, and maybe we make comments, and this is something so we could get the podcast back up on a regular basis. You just comment, take notes on what we thought the matches were, and I'm like, hey, I'll just send you a link. We watch it, compare notes.
Gotcha. And then this definitely means their stuff. I want to say, what is it? SWA is getting back. Well, they've been running since August, I would say.
Yeah.
July or August. And there's one of the promotions that are closest by.
Yeah.
We just need a wide enough venue to go to those.
The pods. I think it's when it's indoors, and as we get we're in the fall right now, and we start moving to winter, the question is these promotions that are running outside.
Yeah. How long can they
do it? Like, I know at Anarchy Wrestling, which is up in the Macon, Athens area. There's, what's the one? I could look it up real quick because I messaged somebody about some promotions that are running outside. I should have pulled those up. But how many of those promotions are going to be able to continue it over the winter, particularly the farther north you go up in the state?
Right. And as you see, I think November is the last month of wrestling sometimes. And
On some promotions.
Yeah, for like indie wrestling.
There's Southern Violence and Wrestling, and Laredo Wrestling has been the ones. And Laredo did a promotion in Sylvester that we should have gone to, but we didn't on that. So, and I guess, is Platinum running outside or inside?
I haven't seen. We'll have to reach out and see where that goes. But we have some plans, some ways to get back as the year ends. Some content that we want to bring to you.
And I think too, and we've got to reach out to some promotions because, their life doesn't, as much as everybody, we think our lives revolve around the wrestling. They're dealing with the same thing everybody else is dealing with.
Right.
Particularly, let's just say, what's the local promotion?
Spinebuster?
Spinebuster, thank you. Spinebuster, they've got families and stuff like that, and this was just their passion. And what's the state of it going to be? We saw a couple T-shirts come out.
Yeah.
And
make sure you support your local wrestling promotions.
Yeah, as much as you can. And I just love that it's local.
Yeah.
That it's right here in town, and they do a great job of putting it together, and it's super great to work with. I would hate to see that go away.
Yeah, I would hate to. We're not telling, no spoilers, we're not saying they're going away, but yeah, I would hate to see it.
I would hate to see any of the local promotions to go away because they provide community, a great evening out that's super affordable.
Yeah.
As compared to any sporting event out there. And then, like, where else are we going to get nacho reports at?
Right. So those are some things that, that's definitely, we want to see local wrestling because we want to make sure that we're serving our community in a sense of making sure that we report about them.
And I still want to follow through with we were going to do the show. Basically, I don't know, fancier way of saying it is we were going to put on VSU TV.
Yeah.
Every couple months, an episode of Spinebuster Wrestling.
Yeah, that was the goal. And as hopefully we hope the pandemic ends. We hope that more people that we're able to do that.
We hope 2021, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So, I mean, in a perfect world scenario, maybe,
Fall.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's being conservative. I'm just being Pollyanna. I'm like, well, hopefully by spring things will be turning around. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on where you get your news and kind of what you believe on this. But, like, you know, I guess fall is being super conservative, and I was being optimistic by, like, late spring.
My bad.
No problem. I mean, either one could be correct or either one could be wrong.
Yeah. So we hope that whatever this is, it goes away. I think one of the things that we'd like to see, well, we have seen during this whole pandemic, social media has gone up. You've seen a lot of different promos run online, from Hanson to Southern Strong Style.
Even to our arch nemesis, El Nino.
Has definitely, him and Scorcher are a tag team in Go Wrestling.
Really?
They're called Men of Power.
Wow.
Men of Power. So if you ever have a chance to check out their live stream, it's something to check out. And definitely follow Proc, follow J2 Strong, and Hold My Beer Hansen on.
Yeah, they've been going up north and hitting some of the promotions up there.
Yes, they have been travelers through and definitely crossing the lines to go to Alabama.
Also, one of our other arch nemesis out there, we got to shout out to the Frat Boys.
Bryce Canyon.
And Eddie Honcho.
And Eddie Honcho. The Frat Boys have been on it.
Yeah.
They have not taken a foot off the gas.
Well, I think Eddie Honcho caught the corona, so he was sidelined there for a while.
Yeah.
And he lost a family member.
Oh.
So, you know, put aside, but they're back at it, and my hat's off to those people willing to grind and take those chances out there in the middle of a pandemic, and it's exciting. I think one of the things we've talked about is, like, we're watching all this great young talent really kind of grow, and I think we're lucky that we get to see them in these local promotions.
Right.
Where they're getting to, you see where they're at, and then maybe, and there's the positive side of this is that you see them get better every time, whether it's their promos, whether it's their merchandise, whether it's in the ring. This time away
has been really good.
Well, maybe, I mean, I think we're going to appreciate it more, and hopefully when things go back to whatever normal is, we're going to see, like, a lot of growth with these people. Like, dang, just be kind of blown out of the water by where they're at.
Right.
With you know, on the mic skills and also ring skills.
What is it? David Ali has been a staple of AEW.
Yeah, the After Dark.
Yeah. He's been a staple there. I think his last match he faced Ricky Starks.
Yeah. I love Ricky Starks.
Yeah.
And so
I think you're definitely seeing the local talent get out there and be recognized.
So I'd like to see these youngins, the talent be just blown out of the water. I imagine the first, and I'm going to speak from Valdosta, that first show back is going to be just super electric.
Yeah, has to be. Packed out Mathis Auditorium.
I think the downside is, where do you start with the storylines?
All brand new. All brand new. I think. No promises, but I think that'd be pretty cool.
You're gonna well, there was some good storylines going on. Like, do you kind of start regenerating those?
I think those Chalandro Royale turning heel was a pretty cool aspect. So if that's possible to keep, that's something. Alexander Knight with the rise in SWA. Maybe you'll see with the return of Rod Grimes that become a feud. Sunbelt, I don't remember. Maybe Hunter Young, wrestling with the Message Champion. See him go against.
That's a promotion that's gone away.
Oh, dang. Okay, my bad.
So he's stepped out and just focusing on family right now.
That's important. That's important. Figure out where Mike Payne is then.
Yeah.
And who's going to take on Mike Payne.
Exactly on there. So what do you see the future being for South Georgia, North Florida wrestling?
I think in terms of our local community and how we define it, in terms of, I think it's 20 miles, I think you would go, 20, 40 miles north, south. that way.
Like if you were to put a compass on it and do a 360 on it, yeah.
Yeah, I think when you think about it, it's going to take time. I would say that's where you get into your late spring of the rise. You start to see the show slowly build. The online presence, maybe if it's I think you go the route of video on demand. Like, hey, do you want to watch this wrestling match? Give us those ideas.
Yeah.
GIPW did a great job of that, of putting out suggestions.
Yeah.
Of, hey, which kind of match would you like to see? That's how we know that Skrilla is no longer the champion.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright is. So that's something that maybe be the future of South Georgia and North Florida.
I think there's opportunities in this. As much as we like going to the live one right now,
Right.
how can we make the best of a crap situation?
True.
I'm wondering how many promotions are going to want to come back, as we see, some of them are not going to want to for various reasons. And then, I'm looking at, that's the notes for today. But, is Raw.
Oh, Rockstar.
Is that going to be coming back? Because technically that was supposed to be starting up in August.
I mean, I have faith in James, and we've been seeing him work throughout this whole pandemic.
Yeah. What's going to be happening with Hybrid?
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be where the people who've been leading it, are they going to want to continue to lead it and pick up the slack? Because it takes a lot of work to put on one of these shows.
It does.
You're dealing with the talent, you're dealing with the facility, you're dealing with the insurance stuff. You got to do the promotions. So, it's a lot of work into it. So if you've had this time off as a promoter,
how do you get it? How do you get that attention back?
Well, how do you get that attention back, and how do you get that energy back on your side? It is a commitment to it.
And one of the things that I've learned is that you have to be, your social media plan for South Georgia has to be double what you think it would be for any other normal.
Right, and I think that's why we need to rethink our stuff, because
you gotta attack the idea of people who are not more active on social media to physically pull them in, and so
we need to hit the drawing board.
Right.
So, and then I think we see this impacting all the state. we do see a smattering of stuff happening up, north of Macon, but it's not what it was,
right,
8-10 months ago. We thought this was just going to come and be like a flu virus and then kind of go on its way.
It is not.
On there. So, do you listeners have any ideas? Do you have any topics? Do you have anything that we should explore? Let us know.
We're here.
We're here. We want to. I would like to kick this back on a more regular basis. Go back to the 2 times a month recording. I don't know what you think about that.
I'm free. My Saturdays have been pretty chill.
So
that's how I can do this.
So we come in here and do this, and we want to get you listeners back and involved and in some form of fashions and do some reporting on what's going on with the promotion. So we need to be active. I know I've been guilty of when you're in it, and you're thinking about it, and it's just we just haven't been in it, or I haven't been in it.
Right. Me either. Yeah. You see what you see, and then outside of that, you don't really go back to it.
Yeah.
One of the things that, as we go through, and I think as we wrap this up, if you had to think about best faction, I'm going to give you 3 names.
All right.
AMH, Frat Party,
yeah,
Southern Strong Style.
Are those factions or more tag teams?
Okay, so I can go tag teams.
All right.
Hunter Mako, Preston Paradise, Eddie Honcho, Bryce Cannon,
right,
and then J2 Strong and Proc the Crop. And it was that a triple tag team match?
Yeah, it's a 6-man.
Is that 6?
That's a 6-man.
6-man tag.
6-man tag.
6-man tag match. Who comes out victorious?
I don't know. You've got it. So what AMH has is experience versus youth and enthusiasm.
Correct.
That's a tough. I mean,
I think Bryce can out. I think he'd outmaneuver.
Yeah.
Like in terms of being the heel and what they do behind the ref's back. We're not talking about like the skills of wrestling.
Right. But what they bring to the ring, I don't know. I mean, I love to hate.
Yeah.
I love to hate AMH and Frat Party.
Yeah.
I love it. So, oh man, I'd probably have to lean towards Frat Party.
Frat Party?
Yeah.
I don't think what is this? I don't think Southern Strong Style sniffs it.
Yeah.
Not to I think we've seen Southern Strong Style versus each of these tag teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think Frat Party takes it.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to see what other tag teams are out there too. I think what the tag team divisions are going to be looking like.
Yeah.
In the next year or so.
But that's just one of the fantasy bookings I want to give you before we.
I think that would be an interesting. You could see a temporary alliance between Frat Party and AMH.
Right.
And then that would fracture
as soon as they got Southern Strong Style out.
Yeah.
So, we have one food review.
Oh,
sorry.
Go ahead.
Frank's a lot.
Oh yeah.
We definitely did have a hot dog. We got out after distant learning and had hot dogs. And your thoughts on these?
Frank's a lot. We went there.
Yeah.
And we don't need to go back.
We do not.
If you're looking for a quick fix at an affordable price, I think that is your place.
If you're looking for a quality hot dog,
no. I've had so is the kids say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And I would say everything about it was just fine.
Just fine.
But I don't think I was not blown out of the water and feel like I need to go back. Like, Ella's, Top Corral.
Number one. Please make sure you download their mobile app.
Yeah. Every time I go there, it's always great.
Yes.
Everything about it. And, and not to say the customer service was fine at Frank's a lot.
It was. Quality of food is what we're talking.
Yeah, it was just okay.
Yeah. And
I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Cheese was I thought the cheese would be more cheese.
Yeah.
In terms of melted.
Yeah.
But it was just shredded cheese on a hot dog.
Yeah.
And go about your day. But that's all I had.
All right. You want to wrap things up?
All right. We want to be Taco Bell famous. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube page. We're working on new content as 2020 ends. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think. Provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at Theprofessorsofwrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. We want to be a community. You can find me on Instagram at D2Baber.
I'm at Just a Professor.
And thank you for listening.